What's up guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this little animation inside Blender. This is going to be a very beginner friendly tutorial, so if you are an intermediate user, I'd suggest you set the playback a bit higher. If you look at the bottom left, you see every button and shortcut that I use, so it'll be a lot easier for you guys to follow along. Press S and X and move your mouse like this to make it a bit thin like this. Then hit number 1 on your number pad. Then Shift D to duplicate it. Then we're going to rotate it by pressing R once and holding the control button so we can rotate it in the increments of 5 degrees. You'll be able to see the rotating angle if you look under the object mode. We're going to do this until we get a 45-degree angle. Then we're going to do the same for the other part as well. Then we're going to get this cube a bit to the left, just around the origin point. Then we're gonna need a custom font inside Blender, so there's a link in the description to download this font and it's completely free. Once you download the font, you're gonna go into the folder, right click it, click install for all users. This basically adds that font to all your softwares like Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator and Blender. Then you're gonna hit number 7 on the numpad, then Shift A and click on text, then press G and press and hold the middle mouse button, drag it to the right, then press tab on the keyboard and Ctrl Alt to select all. Then press the letter capital T, then press tab again, then click this object data properties over here, go into the fonts, regular, search for the font that we just installed. Okay, then we're going to change the origin point of this text by pressing W on the keyboard, set origin to geometry. This way it becomes a lot easier to move and rotate this object. Then we're going to go into duplicate it by pressing Shift and D. Then we're going to change this T to a 9 by pressing tab, Ctrl A and pressing 9. Then hit tab again. Since there's 4 sides to this cube thing that we just made, we're going to duplicate these pair 3 more times. Next we're going to parent each of these pairs so we can easily move these around. To parent, you have to press and hold Shift, then select one, then select the other and press Ctrl P at the same time, then click on object keep transform. Now the yellow outline is the one that controls the other part as well, so you gotta be careful when you are parenting this. Then we're gonna do this for the other 3 as well. Okay, so far everything looks okay. If you got stuck at any point of this video, just please comment the timestamp and the problem that you just feel. I'll help you figure it out. We're going to break the screen into 2. We're going to do that by going into the corner, left click, hold and drag into the left like this. Then we're going to roughly set up this camera, so we're just going to adjust our viewport view like this. Then we press Ctrl, Alt and 0 on the number pad at the same time. This rectangular area is your camera view, so we're going to roughly center out our view by pressing this lock and moving like this. Then we're going to press this lock button again to unlock that view. Then we're going to go and change the focal length into something like 120 so we can get that compressed kind of look. Then we're going to select the camera, go into object properties over here. Then we're going to rotate the x-axis to 90 degrees. Then we're going to go into camera properties, viewport display, composition guides. Then we're going to enable these thirds and center options over here. We can get those guidelines so we can adjust our composition more accurately. Again, I'm just roughly adjusting my frame with this. Then we're going to delete our default light, go into world properties, select emission from here, or else you can just type E if you want. I'm just going to change the color into a red shade and keep the strength as it is. Then we're going to change our render engine into Eevee because it will be a lot faster and will be perfect for our motion graphics style that we are going for. I'm going to put this into rendered view over here and I'm going to change the cube material into an emission shade as well. Then going into the world properties again, click on the color, copy this hex code over here, then paste it into the cube material color. So the cube looks almost invisible now and it's now perfect for our little effect. Then I'm gonna press 7, select this letter and go into material properties, create new material. Just like before, we're just gonna change the surface into an emission shader and we're gonna change the color into a pure black. We're gonna rename this material by double clicking on it, apply this material to each of them like this. Now we're gonna select this letter over here and press this transform button over here. So now we can rotate it more easily. When we rotate it, we'll be be a lot easier if you hold the control button because the cubes are on 45-degree angles. So press 7 on the numpad, press R once and hold control and rotate it until it's to the degree it's facing the direction. Then press 1, rotate it 45 degrees like before. Then we can change the axis from global to local because that way it will be a lot easier to move the object. Then we're gonna place this on the face of the cube like this. Then we're gonna adjust its place like this. Then we're gonna do the same for the rest of them. Alright, once you place all of those like that, we're gonna roughly adjust our size of the cube. It's not gonna affect that much, but when we add motion blur, you can easily see it's not the right size. So press number 3 on the numpad. What we're gonna do is select both of these cubes and press Alt Z at the same time to go into the X-ray mode. Press tab, select these vertices like this and press G, middle mouse button and drag it like this. Going to center these letters as much as possible like this. We're going to change the tallness of the cube, so we're going to select the cube, press W, origin geometry, then we can do the exact same together as well. Then we select the cube, press S, then Z, scale it down like this, and we're going to do the same for the other. Alright, everything looks good. Now we're going to do our little animation part. So now we're going to add an empty. By Shift A, go into empty, then cube. We're going to roughly adjust our place by pressing 3 on numpad and moving to the center of our cube like this. Select all the stuff in the middle first, then shift click on the empty and the empty will become yellow color. Then Control P and keep object transform. Now I'm going to change the N value over here to 90 and I'm going to check if the rotation of Z axis works. We're going to put that value into 0. If you look closely, there's a little white dot over here. If you click on it, it becomes yellow and that's a keyframe. So what you have to do is put 0 onto that value, keep the blue color box in over there at 1 and click on the white button. Then drag that blue button over here, then put a value like -15, then press that white button again, then move into the last number. Then you're going to put -360. We're gonna select all the keyframes over here. We're gonna press the letter T, then you have this like list of little pre-made animation effects. We're gonna stick to the linear one because it gives that perfect looping kind of effect. Then we're gonna select the camera under viewport display. I don't know how this is pronounced, but Casper2 maybe. So you're gonna put that into 1. Then you can clearly see the final output going to look like. Then go into the render properties, motion blur, put the shutter speed into 1. So it's gonna give that dragging kind of effect. Then we're gonna go into the output properties. Put the frame rate into 30. You can choose the resolution from these presets. I'm just going to choose 4K UHD TV. Select RGBA, PNG, and choose your rendering output file from here. So basically we're just going to render this out as a PNG sequence because it'll have more definition and less compression. Once you do all that, you just got to press Ctrl and F12 at the same time and it will render it out frame by frame. Once the render is completed, open up a new Blender, go into the video editing tab, change the frame rate into 30 frames per second, choose your resolution from here, then go into add image sequence, then go to your render sequence file, select all by pressing A, then you're gonna put the last frame as 90 because that's our last frame number. Then you're gonna press play and let it run like 2-3 times. You can increase its length if you want, like this. Then finally go into the output properties, select your folder, choose the file format as FFmpeg and press Ctrl and F12 at the same time. That's pretty much it. Now you have the final render. That's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'll help you guys out. See you in the next one.